What does it take to build commitment, to create ownership and initiative? What does it take to tap the creativity, the spirit, the power of everyone working at Sears? What does it take to create the compelling place to work that leads to the compelling place to shop and to invest? One successful answer is goal sharing.
And the quiet pack, okay. If you pound on these two and this one, you hear the difference?
When you come in every day, you know that you are not afraid to take a chance.
I think you'll probably feel more like you're coming to your business, to your part of the store.
Today I see them not just ringing up the product the customer has in their hands, but suggesting, hey, I have a great turtleneck that would go with that sweater.
Maybe I'll try something new. Maybe I'll sell something different.
Hardware department is now Mr. Ed's store.
They're really excited when the customer buys that.
Maybe I'll make another customer happy again.
I run it, and I have control over it. I have things to say about how it's run.
They know the customer bought that because, hey, I made a difference. I sold that product.
Goal sharing is a new way of doing business at Sears. Sometimes called participative management, it changes the way managers and associates work together.
To get used to voicing their opinions, I think is important.
Well, that's where you guys are going to be important. They need to feel comfortable that they can come to you.
With goal sharing, individuals at all levels become team members, leaders, coaches, and learners. Everyone works together as both architects and builders of their vision, fostering dedication, responsibility, initiative, and flexibility, qualities our marketplace and our future demand.
And if you think you see something in your department that you could benefit from, it's best to share it with your manager.
Since we've started goal sharing, we actually have customers in our stores stop us and ask, what are we doing different?
The change was freedom, empowerment, accountability.
You are free to take risks, which is very important if you're going to succeed.
Without having someone look over your shoulder, not everyone criticizing what you're doing.
They can't quite put their finger on what it is, but they sense that there's something different in the store.
Goal sharing is based on the discovery that when people understand their business and participate in the decisions that affect them, they'll take charge of their jobs and their unit's performance.
This isn't bad for a Tuesday.
When Sears associates at all levels take responsibility, become accountable, and enjoy rewards, the result is a more compelling place to work, to shop, and to invest.
People have all kinds of talents that we don't recognize because we never asked them. We want the associate not just from the neck down, but we want the whole associate.
Every time I went to the break room, there was like a group of people around the Sears days, how we did our percentages over goal for each day and who was going to win for the week. They want to do over last year's percentage and they're all going to try harder. And the comment was made from a part-timer, oh, you guys would have made it if each had gotten like one more lawnmower, you know, if you'd gotten one more snowblower. You guys would have made it.
It's a whole feeling and attitude. It's you got what you put into your job when you come in every day. It's not just doing your job and going home. It's really caring that you do your job right.
What really sends a chill up and down your spine is that early on we're beginning to see some of our work around participative management transferring to the customer shopping experience. We're getting feedback that indicates that the customer is beginning to see a difference.
Teamwork really works because, again, we aren't going to one manager for a question. We know how to answer the question for the customer right then and there.
The goal sharing framework was created for Sears, based on a proven concept with steps that provide consistency and a common language. At the heart of goal sharing are principles, building blocks. These provide a philosophy and a blueprint as the process unfolds and every unit makes it their own. Business literacy, knowledge about business, goals, and measurements that track their unit's progress, enables associates to understand requirements of customers and investors. Then they can focus on the activities that make the most difference.
As we look, this particular pair of jeans is on sale for $23.99. The cost of the goods sold on that piece is $15.29, which leaves us with a gross margin of $8.78.
I really wanted to know this too. If you sell a pair of jeans, how much it costs, how much with the markdowns, the sale, how many for advertising, how much it'll cost, how much for payroll, electricity in the store, how much you're actually making in a pair of jeans, which is like 7 cents, unless you get the Sears charge.
Problem ownership and responsibility go hand in hand as individuals accept ownership of new situations.
I've got people now that make decisions and they take ownership of those things without coming to me saying, Sheila, can I do this?
Throughout the goal-sharing process, managers retain their right to decide, yet they're open to influence, as involvement and participation make everyone stronger.
Be done with that one, right?
Completed, yes.
Before we were very fragmented, everybody off doing their own things. With this process in place, we are more involved with one another. We're much more strong, and we're much more successful.
Being accountable means committing to performance goals. Measurement is crucial so that everyone can chart their progress and know their success.
Oh, we've had an outstanding year.
On Sunday, my manager, Barbara, came to me and said, we have $400 to make our day. It was 5:15 and we closed at 6. There were only 2 people on the floor. And so we looked at each other and we're like, $400 in 45 minutes. We only sell shoes. On average, it's 20, 30 bucks a pair. So we're thinking, can we do this? And lo and behold, by 6 o'clock, had we made our day, we had exceeded our day by at least $200. Whenever somebody even walked near our department, we were basically flagging them down, hey, want some shoes? We had some great sales going on. And we knew that we needed $400 to make our day. Whereas I don't think 3 years ago or 1 year ago, Barbara would have come to me and said, you know, we only need $400 to make our day. Do you think we could do it? I wouldn't have known where we were at as far as the day was concerned. And I really probably wouldn't have cared.
Equity, or the opportunity to share financial rewards, is an important principle of goal sharing. In fact, an associate committee proposes the formula by which people share in their unit success.
Some of the other questions we have to look at, I think, are what components do we need to be looking at that are key in measuring the success or failure of any plan that we put out there? What are going to be?
And yet, often to onlookers' surprise, the money is overshadowed by the excitement and challenge of participation.
We had always felt that pay would be the biggest thing that came out, but that was really the least concern. People were more interested in knowing what's going on in the store.
I think the money is a motivator, but the more you get into it, the more you see that it's not about the money.
It is the goals that you have to achieve to make that money. The goals are going to make you work.
At the heart of goal sharing is investment in people. As individuals become more competent, every principle is enhanced.
It's one thing to ask associates to be more participative, to take more ownership and responsibility, but it's another to help them prepare themselves to take that additional responsibility.
It takes a special kind of leader to introduce goal-sharing principles. The leader must clearly identify a need for change and must believe that people can make the difference.
As I began to struggle with how we might manage this business differently and how we might involve people, I had to go through a period of inquiry to myself.
As a manager, one of the things that you'll have to learn to do is to relinquish some control that perhaps you have had in the past.
You have to have your mind open to be willing to do it. If you're not, it's going to become very difficult.
Management is thinking you have all the answers and keeping people in silos, their own boxes. Leadership is basically getting out of the way and coaching people to achieve what their potential might be.
It is a way of life. You have to truly believe it. You have to be committed to it. You have to feel it inside.
In addition to the principles, Goal sharing incorporates a roadmap, steps that lead to a written plan. As part of that planning process, associates serve together on cross-functional design teams. These teams develop strategies for communication, participation, and equity.
The subcommittee was in consensus to use the following activities to keep the excitement alive. Motivational messages on reader board and lobby marquee, motivational messages on associates' desk, posters and drawings and motivational messages placed in hallways to keep associates informed that participative management really does work.
It is not a democracy. There are still responsibilities that rest at each job level. But for the first time, we're asking others in the organization to give us their thoughts and their input to help us make those decisions.
It's crucial that every step be taken carefully. Every category of associate must have the time and the opportunity to participate, to consider their personal commitment, and to vote at crucial stages on whether to proceed. Often, there's the temptation to rush the process, and yet the process cannot be hurried. Key elements, such as team meetings and voting, must occur for alignment and buy-in to be complete.
One of our associates became ill and was rushed to the hospital. She was so concerned about the vote being unanimous that she actually called her vote in from the hospital emergency room. That's commitment and that's ownership.
It's not something that you can ultimately understand reading a book or reading a manual. It's something that I think is akin to manufacturing a candle, if you will, or making a candle. You're continually dipping the wick in the wax many times before you have a completed candle.
As a key to making Sears a more compelling place to work, goal sharing can be important to Sears' transformation. Participation creates power, a power that is noticed and that is hard to turn back.
Participative management and goal sharing is the most powerful tool that I've ever seen in my entire career in business. It fits perfectly with the company's TPI initiative. If more Sears units were using this approach to management, the performance of this company for the future could be enhanced tremendously. It's a wonderful experience as a manager. It's a feeling that's almost indescribable. It's one that I've been looking for in 30 years that I've been in the retail business and have never found before to this degree.
Goal sharing, a blend of proven principle and participation through which every Sears associate can help to build a vision. Goal sharing, a new kind of leadership, allowing committed managers to far surpass yesterday's achievements. Goal sharing for a new kind of Sears, a Sears that is ready for tomorrow.
Better bottom line, 3 C's. Compelling place to work, shop, and invest. If you're happy where you work, you give great customer service. I mean, it just all falls into line.